Hello, boss. Kim Cho. Majama. You are stupid. Trading is simple. Have you ever felt that you are this close to figuring it out, that you found the missing piece of the puzzle, and then next day you start trading, and eventually, after 2 3 losses in a row, you start to question your methods? There's an underlying problem for this, and that is social media. Because when, let's say, you had a losing day and you go scrolling on Instagram or you watch a video on YouTube and you come across a trader that showed you that they made money today while you lost, it's very natural to question your methods. And that trader or that particular person has showed you a very, very rosy picture of trading online. And that makes you question even more. So then what do? You go onto the internet and start developing new strategies. You follow that trader or the mentor that you came across on YouTube who made money while you lost, and then you start copying their strategy. But that's the problem. You make new strategy and you start trading on that again. But then again, after 2 3 losses in a row, you hop the strategy again. You find a new mentor and then you change your system. And this keeps on repeating. Subconsciously, there's a bigger problem at play. Let's discuss that. The problem is social media. The day you lost money and you see a random person on the internet who made money, you think that you lack something. You did a mistake and that person knows more than you. Because you equate your self-worth or what you're doing to money, whether you made money or you lost money. While at the same time, that person on the internet may be just showing a fake PNL. Or maybe because of the system that he or she is using, that day was a profitable day. And for you, because of probabilities, was a losing day. It doesn't matter. They also have losses. But they might not show you their losses because they have to maintain their image. Why do they have to maintain their image? Because they have to sell you courses. And now because their image is positive and you yourself blamed yourself as a negative because you lost money, you enter into an era of desperation. When you're desperate enough, no matter if someone or anyone comes and shows you a little bit of ray of hope, you will cling on to it. Your logical mind goes to toss because now you're acting on emotions. And if you're still doing that, you're really, really far from being a trader. And this is an endless loop because once you go to that mentor and you learn from them and then you start trading, sure, maybe by luck, you'll have again 3 4 winners in a row. But the moment you have 2 3 or 4 or 5 losses in a row, which is actually normal for any trading system, there is a drawdown phase. Once you have that drawdown phase, you'll start questioning their methods again and you'll go to a new trader. You'll learn new strategies, you'll change your strategy, and then again after 2 3 losses in a row, you'll start questioning that method again. It's an endless loop. It just keeps on going. But you see, all this while, you're just acting emotionally. You're not thinking logically. And the first rule or the criteria required to be a trader is that you think logically. Emotionally, you can't survive in these markets. You have to be very, very practical. And that is a very, very big problem. I know this because I was in this situation before. I used to hop on from one mentor to the other, from one strategy to other, read new books, gain new information, until one point of time, I strictly sat on my desk, looked back tested that if I wouldn't have left my initial strategy and just pushed through the drawdown phase, what would have happened? And I was shocked at the results. If and only if I wouldn't have changed my setup and let the drawdown phase have happened and then push through, I would have made a lot of money. And I wished someone would have told me this earlier, right on my face, so that I wouldn't have wasted money. It's fine, but I wouldn't have wasted so much time and effort in learning new things which are not needed. I have enough system, I have enough knowledge. Maybe most of you have enough knowledge and you know what you need to do. This is the problem. But let's talk about solution. Well, let's first address the core of the problem. The core is that you're associating your self-worth with whether you made money or not, and moreover, you're associating that whether if that person made money and you didn't, you feel like a loser. But understand one thing, that this is a game of probability. That person on YouTube, including me, may be lying, maybe only showing you the rosy picture, maybe only showing you the positive side, or maybe only showing you an edited PNL, because they want to sell you something. It's an emotional game. Now you're into desperation. This is all a fancy picture to get your emotions triggered so that you could buy whatever they're trying to sell. The problem is that you identify your worth as a loser or a winner from the day you made money or you didn't make money. But differentiate. These two are separate. Of course, we do associate money with our survival, but you have to dissociate those two. And how do you do that? There's only one way that you can do. Always trade with money that you're not scared to lose. Never trade with money like your life savings or your important money that you may need in the future. Never trade with that money. Because what happens is, when you trade with money that is scared, any person that can tap onto your desperation will take that money away from you. And because that is scared money, you're not thinking logically, you're thinking emotionally. But once you're trading with money that is not scared, like you're not scared to lose it, let it be less money. Let it be only 10,000. It doesn't matter. Because this is a long game, it will take time for you to understand what you're trying to do. But let it be 10,000, let it be less money. But once you trade with money that is not scared, you'll actually understand the process. There won't be anyone who would actually use your desperation against you. You would be able to think logically. And more than not, what is not scared money is, you have to give yourself the permission to lose that money. Don't cling on to it. Don't be so desperate to hold on to it. Once you keep on trading and once you see the results, your brain will understand that this is how the game is played. And your brain will disassociate survival from money. And then sure, you can bring big capitals and slowly increase your returns. But before that, always focus on process over profits. Also, if you like this video and you found it helpful, kindly like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.